Pittman. Yeah, catching that touchdown, a great fingertip, kind of tipped it to himself as he's falling forward. Great catch there. Let's see if he does that this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. Welcome back to the Sports Spotlight. I'm your host, Rizwan, and on the airwaves of Radio Azad, I've got my good buddy and a wonderful football mind, Patrick Shepard. Shep, good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Gotcha. Yeah, for a second I was like, I sound very distant. But I am good. The Premier League's kicked off. Preseason camps are in a big way in the NFL.
Yeah.
Football's heading down the home stretch.
Oh, we're going to be...
College football kicks off next week.
Yeah, we're going to be shining the spotlight on a few things. I thought about squeezing in some college football, but I think I'll just hold off until next Sunday. But maybe in the last segment from 11:30 to 12, we'll be able to squeeze in a little bit of maybe at least a preview of the top 25, which is a lot more non-SEC heavy than in years past. So we definitely do need to talk about
the top
it. Yeah. Yep. But hey, right now we're shining the spotlight on the king of sports, the NFL. It's just about here. I mean, some say it's already here with people are watching preseason games, man. Preseason games are being broadcast live and people are watching them, and people are going out to sports bars and sitting around and watching preseason games. If that doesn't tell you that the NFL is the king of sports here in the US, then nothing else will. So let's talk about it. And I actually want to start things off talking about, kind of shining the spotlight right here in the DFW area on a team some of our listeners may have heard of, the Dallas Cowboys.
Most valuable team in the NFL.
Yep, most recognizable team in the NFL, most valuable team in the NFL. Hey, I want to talk about the game yesterday. And Joe Milton, I mean, did he...
Got an arm, man.
Did he start a quarterback controversy? Is that going too far?
Yes.
This is a preseason game, but he threw for 3 touchdowns, man. 3 touchdowns, and he looked good doing that.
The only possible controversy he started is whether or not Howell is going to be cut or remain the third QB. I mean, Milton's probably going to be the backup at this point, given his play. Maybe not, but probably. But there's no way he's going to unseat Dak.
He's not. Yeah, I mean, Dak. Dak is one of the. I was looking at these numbers. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I think in some, how. You remember all those years ago, back in college. I remember we were sitting there. We were joking about how ESPN had started this new thing of just taking a specific slice to get a specific type of record, right? In the last 12 days, this person has hit the most home runs or whatever. So since April 23rd, so that's just become normal now, right? I understand, but even with that, I was looking at this thing, and in some specific slice, in a pretty big slice, like the last since the beginning of the 2020 season 2021 or something, Dak was, I think it was his rating, because I know he's been injured quite a bit and he's missed, so it can't be in yardage lead. So must have been rating, but the top quarterback in that specific slice. But he's played really, really well when he's not been injured over the last 5 years.
Yeah, no, he's been really, really good. Dak, look, the knock on Dak has never been his ability to lead that can play well during the regular season. Mm-hmm. I think he's a top 5 regular season quarterback. The question has always been in the playoffs. And the question is it Dak or is it the Cowboys? Because
I mean, the Cowboys have been coming up small in big moments a lot longer than Dak's been there.
Yes, since I got out of high school, and that's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so that's we're talking a bit since the Cowboys have made any noise. When's the last? I think the last time they made the NFC Championship game was
96.
'96.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been a bit, man.
It,
And so the franchise seems to have forgotten how to win postseason games. They can still churn out some regular season victories. I think their offense is going to be amazing this year, and we'll see about their defense.
yep. The defense has left a little to be desired. Um, so you don't see, Jaden Blue had a good day. Um, what's his name? The receiver Brown. He had a
Yep.
long 70-yarder, but uh, and they have Jonathan Mingo showing up, right? 2 catches, 62 yards, and a long one, 53 one, with a touchdown. But these guys aren't making any noise. It's going to be Dak, right? It's going to be CD and Pickens, right? You
Yep.
don't see these guys making any noise as far as the
You can have
starting.
some third wide receiver options emerge, and that'd be great for the offense, right? I mean, because Dak can find third wide receivers. He's a quarterback who can read the field. He's a smart guy. He knows how to read defenses. He knows how to move around and buy a little bit extra time. Like, yeah, absolutely, is somebody who can take advantage of that. And I think the Cowboys' offense is going to put up a lot of points this year.
I think so.
And they're going to get a lot of yards, put up a lot of points. But I don't think that their defense is going to allow them to make any noise in the playoffs. And once again, Dak's going to be blamed after he throws for 440 yards and 4 touchdowns in the playoffs, and they lose, 38-31 or something.
At the risk of getting just slightly off topic, we are so much alike, like being exposed to different cultures, different countries, different nationalities, different people. It shows you. And when it comes to sports, we are so similar across the board, because you see this all the time. You have a star player on a team,
Yep.
and somehow most of the fanatics are never happy, right? If he does what he's supposed to do, well, he was supposed to do it. If he doesn't, if the team does not perform as well, it's always his fault. It's a reason. So the reason I say
Yeah,
that,
where I do that is with coaches.
yeah,
Like I think I'm a little too hard, maybe. If I'm bad on evaluation of coaches, I'm too hard on coaches in premier franchises.
yeah. But so Pakistan cricket has been suffering from this for about 10 years. They've got their best player, one of the all-time greats, Babar Azam, and if he scores a century and they lose, he didn't do enough. Uh, if he's trying hard because nobody else is doing it and then he gets out, they're like, well, he threw away his wicket. The team needed him. So it's just a no win for these stars. And I just feel I see how Dak is sometimes treated by a certain segment of the fans. And I see those parallels with Babar Azam. I've seen it, in other sports across the world. So yes, I think the fanatics across the nation, across the world, regardless of national boundaries, are the same. And these star players often get that treatment. Hey, speaking of star players, you may have heard up in northern New York, upstate New York. There's a star quarterback in
Yeah, he
in
better stay
Buffalo.
healthy.
Ooh, oh, you drafted him, didn't you?
Yeah.
But hey, so he did not take a single snap yesterday. And I understand it was the Browns. But boy, oh boy, the dominance by the Bills over the Browns.
That franchise, man.
That franchise. So one thing I want to say, Shadur Sanders actually looked good against the Bills' starting defense.
I would go with Shedeur over Watson, because Watson's he's done. Okay, like I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to be a star or even regular starter in this league, though I think he's going to have a 10-plus year backup career.
Yeah.
Okay, if his ego will allow that. But
if his dad's ego will allow that.
Yeah, there's that too. I think there's a good chance this is his dad's last year as a football coach
In Colorado, yeah, unless he turns things around dramatically,
So the Browns defense is still salty, okay? I know they lost Myles Garrett to the future Super Bowl winning Los Angeles Rams, unless Stafford falls off. But they still got some good pieces on defense.
Yeah.
So it is encouraging for the Bills, their second team or their second string quarterback, move the ball that well against Cleveland. But that Cleveland offense is a dumpster fire.
Awful. Yeah. I actually drafted Quinshon Judkins in one league. And that was the earliest draft. I think that was about 2 weeks ago. And I just foolishly, I was thinking that he could, all indications were he was coming back from the injury and he'd be fine for the starting of the playoffs of the regular season. But I drafted him, quickly regretted it, and haven't come close to touching him in any other league and any other draft that I've done since then. But boy, oh boy, they looked bad. And let's talk about Deshaun Watson. So he gets booed.
Yep.
And then he complains about it. Yeah. Then he complains about it, calling the fans disrespectful for booing you. So first off, my dude, you're putting up a terrible product on the field. That's why you're getting booed. Secondly, you're eating up, what is it, a $260 million guaranteed contract? I understand that's not really your fault, right? If somebody offered that to me, I'm not saying no, right? So no. I understand that that's not, but the fans still feel it. The fans still understand that the team is kind of
all people to talk about disrespecting others. The guy that had settled 20+ lawsuits for harassing a bunch of masseuses. Maybe that's not the guy.
That is the main point. Yes, that's what I was trying to get to. Is don't talk about disrespect. Like, you come across so tone deaf, right? It's a travesty that a person, look, I understand innocent until proven guilty and all that. But when you've settled 30+ cases, that's not just there's smoke, so there must be fire. That's fire. That's fire.
A smoke machine.
Yeah.
Right. No, he
so just shut honestly, your mouth. Stop talking about
disrespect. He's a professional athlete. If people are upset with you, they're going to boo you, and you figure out how not to make them boo you, or you ignore it.
Yep.
Or preferably both.
I was surprised in a long line of things that he has done where this should not be surprising. I was still surprised that he doesn't have handlers using some of that $250+ million that he hasn't hired handlers who are telling him, shut up.
They can tell him that all they want, but he still has to take the advice.
That's fair. Maybe he does have people telling him, he's just not taking the advice. Yep. So, hey, speaking of bad dudes who, in Deshaun's case, used to be a good player. This guy might be a little less of how good he used to be, but he's still pretty good. The Chiefs kicker, Harrison Butker,
drilled he's a great kicker.
69-yard field goal, but of course it won't count as in the record book.
But 69, he's got a great leg. No one's ever disputed his ability to kick the football. He's one of the best kickers in the league. Right? I think he has to be, given we'll just call it off-field comments, right? Because no one's gonna. Our buddy Kelvin mentioned this briefly during our draft. the NFL will put up with a lot of character flaws, right? And the way he mentioned it was talking about the Seahawks picking up Arnold,
Hmm.
but they only deal with that as long as you're good.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to pay somebody who's both bad and compromised,
Exactly.
right? Or who's compromised themselves, I guess. And so you kind of leave yourself no margin for error.
Exactly.
When you make certain comments or you do certain things off the field. And I still don't know I don't know the particulars of Arnold's legal case, but I think he's going to go to jail for his. I mean, I don't think his trials happened yet. It could have happened, and I just don't know about it.
You see that, right? I mean, Rashee Rice might go to jail, but it's not going to be until 2027. So let's play him. I like Kansas City, but I think that's the wrong call. But I don't necessarily blame them, because remember, they had Kareem Hunt, the strong rookie, and then they did the right thing. They cut him when all the bad stuff happened, and he signed with these same Cleveland Browns the next year and had productive years for them, right?
Yeah,
productive years. We saw the same thing. Remember 3 years ago, the Bills drafted that punter, the punt god, who had hit like a 83-yard punt in college.
He's punting in the NFL now.
Oh yeah, he's
was
back.
Wrongly accused. Yeah.
Yep. I think there's some question. I think there was some exaggeration, but there was definitely smoke. May not have been fire, but there was. But the point is, the Bills cut him right off the bat, and they suffered for it. They could have kept him. They could have kept him.
Yep.
Everything cleared up.
You wonder if they would have kept him if he's been a first-round quarterback.
Well, I guarantee.
The
I guarantee
thought arises.
Yes, I guarantee. Look, as inconsequential as a punter might be, I bet those conversations were had. Right? How bad is it? How bad is it? Because I guarantee you, I love my Bills, but I would be a fool to think otherwise, that they said, oh no, we are righteous and this dude is bad and we are cutting him. That's not what happened. The conversation started.
It is one of the frustrating things for someone like me. I love sports, okay? Mm-hmm. But I really dislike it when people are given breaks that they absolutely should not be. Because they're given, but there's other talented people out there, and yeah, it may hurt the team, and your fans are going to get upset with you. But there is still an element of do the right thing, okay? And most often, the sports franchises, and I include college in this, choose a sliding scale of do the right thing. And that part of that sliding scale is a talent versus severity versus perceived blowback. I mean, there's a whole host of things that go into it. And look, I'm a big Arsenal fan, and I'm not going to talk about this too much on the air, but you may not be aware of the Thomas Partey allegations and all that other stuff. And Arsenal decided to keep him because he hadn't been proven guilty yet. He's still on trial, okay? And they cut him or just declined to re-sign him once it became obvious he was going to go to trial rather than just be investigated. But he played for 2 years under some pretty serious allegations. And, I had some real issues with that, okay? Now, they're mitigating circumstances. Their lawyers basically said, hey, if he's proven not guilty, we're going to lose a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that. Yeah. But a lot of sports franchises are just going to sit there and say, hey, we can weather the storm as long as it's not been proven guilty or it's not that bad. And that not that bad is determined a lot by talent.
Yeah. Well, speaking of not that bad, let's talk about. Actually, I did want to. We talked about Butker's 69-yard field goal. So the NFL record is 68 yards that Cam Little hit last year. That's the NFL record for the regular season. So he hits a 69-yarder first. That's not the longest field goal ever hit in an NFL game. I don't know if you know, last year, that same Cam Little, who during the season ended up hitting a 68-yarder to get the record, in a preseason game, he actually hit a 70-yard field goal. So the longest field goal ever hit in an NFL game is Cam Little, 70
Talking
yards.
about the Cam Little that's on my fantasy football team.
Is he your kicker? God.
Yeah.
Good thing we don't have 7 points for a 70-yard kick or a 6 points for 60 yards.
Yep.
We cap out at 5 for 50+ yards, right? I think that's those are the settings. But yeah, man. Okay, you drafted well.
Well, I you say that. If you look at my roster right now, I see injury sign, pup, and injury sign for 3 players. So one of which I knew about before I drafted him.
Did you get George Kittle?
Alec Pierce.
That actually looks. The Pierce injury looks worse than initially thought, like weeks ago, because early on, up until about a week or 10 days ago, there was zero concern that he might miss any regular season games. But right now, it's looking iffy. I thought I saw somewhere he might miss the first 4. Yeah,
sorry to see how patient I am.
Yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah, I don't know if he had a setback. I don't know if they were being coy with the information, what the deal is, but I remember seeing that about Alec Pierce because Josh Downs' stock has started to go up over the past week or so. But hey, let's talk about the last topic over the next couple of minutes before we get to this next break coming up. The quarterback situation over in A-Town, Hotlanta. You got Tua Tagovailoa. Geez, so hard to say his name. Having taken his talents and moving up from Miami up into Atlanta, and then of course they've got the youngster Penix Jr. coming off of injury.
Youngster at 26.
Well,
yeah,
a youngster to us, but I'm saying that because it's his it's his 3rd year now. It's what? Yeah. Relative to an NFL player, but more importantly, I think he's one of those rare. He was 23 when he came into the league. So is he going to win his job back? Is it Tua's job to be had at this point?
I really don't know. Tua, I feel like should be medically retired. That's his choice. Right?
Yeah, I mean he's one concussion away from retirement at this point, right? Nobody's going to let him play.
He's like -2 concussions away from retirement, but that's not my life, not my health. I think he's a better NFL quarterback than Michael Penix. Okay, that's not necessarily saying a lot. I think that Penix has a higher potential than Tua. I don't think either one of them are going to be good.
Yeah.
So I don't think it really matters. I think the Falcons need to lose a lot of games so they can draft well. I don't know who that's going to be. Maybe they can get in the theoretical Arch Manning sweepstakes. But yeah, I just don't think that either one of those quarterbacks are going to get the Falcons fan base excited.
I mean, they're one of the hardest things, especially with quarterbacks, it happens with all high picks, but most of those high picks are quarterbacks. But with quarterbacks, it becomes very hard for the front office that drafted them to admit they messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one area where I got to give credit to my Vikings. They've essentially cut bait on JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Who seems to have mentally imploded.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he's not. Maybe it's a maturity issue. He is still, I think, 22 or 21.
You mean on the field or off the field stuff?
He can't handle the mental stress of the game. Mm-hmm. He hasn't imploded off the field. Like he feels like he's a model citizen. But I don't think he's handling the mental pressure of the game.
He's going the Chuck Knobloch route.
I don't know if I would call it the yips already. But
but it's getting there.
yeah.
Huh? Yeah. All right. Well, we are at a time for a break. So good chat. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back and wrap up some of the NFL conversation. Maybe preview next week's preseason games as the starters play, because this week almost no starters played for anybody. So we saw the second week is always when you see those fourth and fifth stringers start to try to make a name for themselves and try to get into that second or third string to stay on that roster after the roster cuts. But next week we're definitely going to see starters play a little bit. So
Yep.
we'll talk about that and much more from the world of sports coming back after this break. You're listening to the Sports Spotlight with Rizwan and Shep.
You're listening to